Princesses. I'm Sandy, and this is my channel, Stitching with Sandy. Welcome back, or welcome for your first time. I hope that you find something that delights you and makes you want to stick around and come back again and see what I'm up to. Today's actually July 2nd, and it's Wednesday, which means it's exactly 1 week since my last Flosstube, and this is Flosstube number 65. I'm pretty impressed to come back in a week, but part of it's because I'm off work, but so I want to try coming weekly. We'll see how it works out. I'm not making any promises, but I'll do my best. So today I'm going to share with you, I've had, if you saw me on my last Flosstube, I did mention that I got behind on FFOing, so I got some more FFOing done, so I'll have those to share with you. I got some more finishes done, and then I'm going to show you what my whips I've been working on, and I feel really bad. I used to give away a giveaway every single time I did a Flosstube, and then I started running low and I didn't do any, and then I just kept forgetting. So today I actually pulled some, so I'll have a giveaway at the end, so stick around for that. All right, so let's start with what have I been up to. Well, a lot of you, thank you for your condolences and your comforting messages that you sent me about my father-in-law. We did lose him on Tuesday. It was a very difficult loss. He is the head of the family and very much loved. And for me, I grew up with not a very nice stepfather that was not good to me. My biological father did not live close to me, so I really didn't have a father figure in my life, which I would have always wanted to have. But my father-in-law exubiated father. He was amazing. He treated me and my boys from my first marriage like we'd been part of the family all along. And then we had three together. My husband and I had 3 children, and he just adored each and every one of them. And he never made me feel like I was an outsider. I always felt part of the family and as one of his children. So it's been a very hard loss. We haven't had the funeral or anything yet. That'll come later this month. But we did lose him, and we're just happy that he's no longer suffering or in pain or feeling miserable. We hated seeing him that way. He was such a strong, vibrant man with a lot of gumption. And so he'll be sorely missed a lot, but we love him and he'll always be in our hearts. So for those of you who sent little messages to me, thank you. That really does help. It's nice to know that other people are thinking of you. So thank you for that. All right, so let me get to my FFOs. So the first one, which one did I do first? Okay, so last time you saw me, I shared Ladybug Picnic, but I hadn't FFO'd her yet. I had to get the backing board and paint it and then get her all put together. So here she is. This was by Hands On Design, and this was my birthday stitch this year. And I decided I have different paisleys and polka dot backers, but I painted most of them white, and I wanted this one to be black so that I can change it out. Throughout my house I have lots of different pieces that are black, and I thought this would be a nice piece that will go along with what I already have, and it'll change it up. It won't always be white. So I put her on there temporarily. She's magnetic. What I did, and I want to show you this, I learned this from Kathy Haberman from Hands On Design. If you use the rare earth magnets and the strong ones, you can put one on your piece and then you put the other one on the back, so nothing goes on the board. And so that way you just take this off, it comes right off. And so that's what I've been doing. I did try just putting a washer, but because this has 2 layers of wood before my mat board, it wasn't quite strong enough, so I went ahead and put it. But if I can put a washer and just use one rare magnet, I will. But this one was too many layers in between, so I had to use a magnet on the back of the piece and a magnet on here. But so that's just a cute tip if you want to reuse it over and over and you don't want to permanently put it on your wood piece. It makes it easy to store because it doesn't attract anything while you're trying to put it away. So there is Ladybug Picnic. She's done. All right, so then I got started working on some more patriotics, as you know, or maybe if you're new, you don't. But several floss tubers joined in on Nancy the Disorderly Stitcher and Nancy the Laughing Face Stitcher. I think that's her name. I'm not 100%, but anyways, they're doing 13 smalls, or you can do one large piece and break it up into 13 parts, but they're celebrating 13 from June 4th all the way until July 4th of next year, 2026, because it'll be our 250th year of the Declaration of Independence, and therefore, if you stitch a small each time, then you'll have 13 smalls to celebrate with next year. So I hopped on the bandwagon. I got a little push. Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher, sent me a message and said, hey, are you in? And I don't know how to say no. So of course I said yes. And I started out, I have stitched and completed 6 already, but the reason why is not because I'm trying to be a gung-ho kind of person. It's mostly because I am an elementary school teacher, and in the summertime, a lot more time to stitch. So if I can get several started now and finished, then by the time I go back to work, it'll be a lot easier for me to continue to stitch whatever I want to stitch and continue with the SAL. So that way I won't get behind. And that's my goal. So I'm going to show you some of those finishes. One of them is Sweet Land of Liberty by Barbara Anna. And last year I did the complimentary piece that goes with this one, but I didn't want to stitch them both in the same year. So I stitched it and I did it a pillow with the same rickrack that I used on the other one. And so now I have the set complete, and I'll be putting out all my 4th of July probably tomorrow because I was gone all day today. But I leave up patriotic all the whole month of July before I change again. So this one will join her sister and it'll be a fun display. That's by Barbara Anna, and that is this piece. If you like this piece, you can go on Star Spangled Stitchers on Facebook. It's a Facebook group. Answer the questions, they'll let you in and join. Then go to files. They have a whole bunch of patriotic freebies, and you can print them out and stitch them yourself. And that'll give you a good start on the patriotics for the SAL. So if you're looking for them, they're not all Barbara Anna, they're various different designers. So if that's something you're interested in doing, check it out, because that's what I did when I heard about it. So that's where I got this one. I haven't seen this one anywhere else either. All right, next up, I bought these from Not Forgotten Farm. One is Parade Sam and one is Betsy, and I turned them into stand-ups. So here is Parade Sam. And here's his backing. And so I did him. I added rickrack. My friend Sarah had done hers. We worked together to put them together. And she put the rickrack in navy blue, and I loved it. So of course I went and bought some. But then I thought the bottom seemed a little bit unfinished. And I had this cute little ribbon that mimics this fabric. So I went ahead and put that at the bottom. And then I did Betsy as well. So here she is. So same backing. So they're a great pair to go together. I love them so much. These I bought on Etsy, Not Forgotten Farm. I did make a change to Betsy. Her hair color is a little bit different. I made it a little bit darker. I didn't want it so orangey. And then I gave her cheeks. The pattern did not call for cheeks, but since Sam had cheeks, I felt she needed them too. So I stitched those in, and then I did some Smyrna stitches on her apron to give it a little bit of decoration and texture, and I just love them. So I'll probably set them in my display like this, and that way it'll be fun to see them on display. So that was Not Forgotten Farm. So there's 3 more, and then so that's 4 finishes, and then I worked on this one. This one took a little bit longer to finish, but this was, I did the class at the last virtual retreat that Lindy Stitches puts on, and Kathy Haberman had a class, and it was called This Bee's Got Knees. And I took the class and I stitched the whole thing. It was a lot of stitching, but it took me a while to put it together. But I finally put it together. Here she is. And then, so here's the bottom. The only change that I made to this is I stitched in greens. This she had in orange, and again, orange is not my favorite color. So I decided to do it in green, and then I felt like on the edges, it looks like a green stem to go with the leaves. So I kind of like that look, and I thought it still looked just as beautiful on the bottom. So I changed that. And the other thing I changed, so let me get close so you can see my pins. So look at the pins. Okay. Now let me take them out and show you. So the way the directions were that Kathy had them, her directions were to finish them on one side like this. Okay, so you're stitching on perforated paper. You put a flat pin on the middle, and on the back side, you use a piece of wool felt. I didn't want to do that now. I used to model stitch for Dimensions and Janlin years and years and years ago. And when I model stitched for them, a lot of perforated paper ornaments came out. And one of the things they always had you do was finish the edge so it wouldn't be rough. And so I decided to see if I could stitch these two motifs twice and then double side them. And that's exactly what I did. So let me show you. So as I turn them, you can see they're both identical. So I didn't have to do the wool felt at all. Now, if you want to do that, I'm just gonna say it can be a little finicky depending on what flat pin you put in. The flat pins that I used were ones that look like a button at the end. And so some of the stitches I had to go over, and around the edge, when you're attaching them together, what I did is I did 2 stitches per hole, and any corner stitch I did 4, because 2 would lay on this side and 2 would lay on this side. So that's how I did it. So some of them I had to be careful when I went in. You don't want to pull too hard because again, you're working with paper. But if you're very careful, you can push over the button and into the next hole and pull it out, and then do the same thing again. So you can do it, it takes a little bit of slower time process, but it is doable. And then I made this pin myself with some cute little bee beads, try to say that. And I made them a while ago, and I remembered I had them, so I knew I wanted to add a bee because this bee motif would have been too big, and then there's some little teeny bees in the pattern, and they'd be too small to put the pin through. So I remembered that I had made some bee pins, and I just added that, and I just love it. The other thing I want to tell you about this, something that I tried and I really like it. Let me see if I can grab the box so I can show you. But Kathy recommended stuffing them. Hold on, I'm gonna get it. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Kathy recommends filling hers. She said she fills her stuffing. She uses wool roving. Now, I've never used that before, but I did buy some on Amazon. It came in a little box like this. And it looks like this in the box, but there's really a lot in there. So it comes out in little strips like this. Now, I have one continuous one. I had to snip it, but it looks like this, and then you just pull it apart and then stuff it. And what I wanted to say about this is I tried it out because I had never done it before. I was kind of worried that there wouldn't be enough because this box didn't seem very big, but there's a whole bunch left in here. So it went a long ways, and I feel like it's much more firmer than some of my other pillows that I've used, like polyfill or poly pellets. So this is more firm. So I'll probably continue to use this some more. I really do like how firm it is. So if you haven't tried the wool roving, I recommend it. I'm glad that Kathy suggested it and I followed through and tried it out. So I'd recommend it to you too. Excuse me, get some water. Okay, so next up are my finishes. I have 2 finishes. Now, last week I said that I have a wheel that I spin on Tiny Decisions, and I've put all my whips from the beginning of the year. None that are new, I didn't add those, but the whips that I came into 2025 with, I broke them up and put them into one of 4 seasons. So I made each wheel a season wheel, and during that season, from the first day to the last day, I will spin on Sunday, and whatever pops up is what I'll stitch as a morning stitch. And I stitch about an hour in the morning when I'm working, and when I'm off, it might be a little bit more than that, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, but that's it. And so that way I'm working on my whips. My goal is that every single one of those whips that I came into the year with will have been touched at least once, but depending on how many items are in the wheel, some of them will get 2 spins because I'll run through all of them and then I'll reset the wheel and run again. So some of them will get 2 weeks instead of just a week. And it's really been successful. So last week started the summer wheel, and the first thing that popped up was Sunflower Medley. And I shared it on my channel last week, and I'll show you what I had. Last week, I only had these 2 flowers and these letters right here and this greenery. So I started working on it, and it is done. So you can see that by working on it every day, and I didn't stitch all day because I had lots of other things to do, I was able to complete it. So I'm so happy that whip is off the wheel. So I deleted off the wheel and I started a new one. I'll show you that in whips because this is the next week and I have that as my whip. So I got that finished. Then I went into my whips to find whips that were close to a finish that needed to be worked on. And I was able to get another finish this morning. So this one, I'm sorry, let me go back. This is called Sunflower Medley by Jan Hicks. So I'm sorry if I forgot to say that. And it's stitched on, if you like this blue fabric, which I love this blue fabric, it's by Grace Notes. Aqua Fresca is the name of the color. It's so pretty. Okay, and then my next project that I pulled is I got this one out. This one is called ABC, and I think it's Phrases, but I could be pronouncing it wrong. It is in another language. It's by Tralala, and this is it. Here's my finish. And so this was a strawberry basket. I did start it. When I started it, I had the basket done and the vines of the leaf, the vines of the plant, and the grass. And so I spent a couple days. I was able to get the rest of the basket finished, add the birds in there, get the border in, and then put the alphabet. I just love it. And this, I don't remember what kind of fabric this is. It might be Malt of the Earth, but I'm not 100%. Malt of the Earth was from, what's Valerie's? I can't think of Valerie's. Oh, Live and Die in LA. It could be her fabric, but I don't want to say 100%, but I do love it. It has a pinkish tone to the brown, and I like that. I thought it went well with this project. So, and since June I display strawberries, I wanted to get it done before I pack up my strawberry stuff and put Patriotic out. So I will probably FFO this and get it ready to go with my June things so I can put them all away. So that's my 2 finishes, so yay me. All right, so that brings me to, let's see, my whips. And I have 2 of them, because of course I finished those 2. So the first one, and this one I was working on today, this is so funny. So I stitch at, my LNS is called Grand Central Quilt and Stitch. And at this store, I stitch with different people. So on Wednesdays, there's a group of ladies that go in there. Hi friends. And they stitch, and we stitch from 10 to 4 and just joke around, talk. It's just so much fun. And we eat our lunch there, and I came in today and I had brought this project to work on. And come to find out, I guess on Saturday I didn't go because of course I had my father-in-law stuff going on, and they decided to make it a sale, and they were starting, I think August 1st. So I said, well, I'm happy to join in, but I've got a head start. And the project I'm talking about is Every Opening Flower by Brenda Gervais. And it just happened that that's the project I brought. And I'm stitching on a piece of Valerie's Live and Die in LA, Aquatic. Here's her card. Aquatic, and it's 40 count Verdal. Verdal is like a even weave. And so I worked on that today. I don't have a lot of progress, but this flower this flower, let me show you which one I'm talking about. This one right there in the center is massive, because remember I'm stitching on 40 count. Look how big it looks. It's huge. So I went in there and I worked on the flower, this flower and this flower, the entire time I was there today. But I really do like it, and I stitch it. This is like a very light blue. I think it'll be a pretty background for this piece, so I'm looking forward to working on it. And I told them I will continue to add to it. I do have lots of other pieces to stitch, so I don't know how they were thinking I'd get done before them. I don't think that's the case. I think this will be a ongoing project. So it'll be nice to have friends to compare updates on how it's going while I'm stitching it. So I'll update with them. But that's one of my whips that I took for today. I have another whip. I didn't bring it though, because to me it doesn't have enough work on it to show it. So I'll share it next time, because that one I just started. I started right before bed and I didn't get enough stitches in that's worth showing. So this week on the wheel, I spun, and this is the project that came up, and it's called Sunnyside Sampler by the Drawn Thread. And here it is. And I have a before picture, and if I can, I'll insert it here so that you can see where I was. And then this is where I am so far, and today's Wednesday, so I still have Thursday and Friday to work on it. If I don't work on it much on Friday because of the holiday, I'll work on it on Saturday to make it up. But here is where I'm at now. So I don't have that much further to go. I think I have a tree and then 2 more houses. And so I'm working on it. I still need to do, there's some over one up here for more words. And then I'll just keep going until I get to the end. And this is Waxing Moon Effect from Fabric Flare, and it's an Ada. I love it. It kind of reminds me of like pressed paper, because it has all those little things and little pieces in the print. So I really do like it. I'm having fun stitching it. I'm hoping to get a lot done on this. This one I would like to get done by the end of summer, but we shall see. My summer wheel, because I was able to take Sunflower Medley off, I think it's down to 6 projects. So it's possible that if I don't get it all done this week, which I probably won't, it should come up again within the season, and then I'll get it done. So hopefully by the end of the summer season, that one will be complete as well. All right, so what else have I been doing? I have been doing a few other things. I'm going to show you something I'm working on. 2 of my friends and I, while we go to the quilt shop, there's this beautiful quilt hanging in the back, and it's a bunch of trees. And so we were going through trying to figure out how they made it, what templates to buy. We shopped here, we shopped there. Anyways, it's a scrap buster, and so we're working on it. So I made a few trees, so I thought I'd share them with you. And it's supposed to be scraps. So here's one. And I'm trying to use various fabrics, and we're kind of sharing fabrics too, so that we have a wide variety of them. I love this. It's going to be so cute. And I'm going to mix them all up. This one has butterflies, and then this one has some flowers. And I know it seems like I'm doing rainbow order, but I'll tell you why. And some kitty cats. The reason why is because I am very color oriented. I'm that kind of person who likes things to be a certain way. So doing scraps is kind of difficult for me. So I figured the only way I can make sure that all the colors are represented is if I just go in rainbow order and just do them. And then that way, when I'm all done, because it takes several hundred trees to make this quilt, then I won't have been specific on just some colors and left out others. So in here so far I don't have orange, which I do need to look for an orange, but I figured I'll just roam through the rainbow order. And then this one, I really like these kitty cats and I wanted to use it. So what I did is I'm trying to stick with cream. Maybe a few of them will be white backgrounds, but most of them are cream. So I found a dark one, a dark cream, because this fabric here for the tree is a little bit light in the background, so I wanted it to stand out a little bit. And then when I was doing this one, I just really wanted to use this fabric, so it's more wider than most of my cream colored ones. But once they're all together, if you saw the sample in the store, once they're all together, it just looks like they were meant to be. So I'm excited about that. Have a good head start on these trees, and I will get more done soon. So let's talk about, what do they call them? Acquisitions. I like that word. Stash, more haul, whatever you want to call it. I have been purchasing a little bit. The first part that I'll show you, I bought at Fat Quarter Shop. They were having a few of those daily deals, I think they're called. I don't know. But I saw these and I thought, oh, I've been talking about wanting to get those, so I'll just get them while they're on sale, because I was trying to order something else, and so I didn't want it to go by itself. So one of them is Moonlight Berry Sampler by Bent Creek. I think this will be a fun quick stitch for maybe Halloween time. And then I got September Snapshot by Sandra Workman from Pine Mountain Designs. Because I am a teacher, a kindergarten teacher, this would be fun to have up and ready to go on display on the first day of school. Or the teacher meet and greet. I think that'd be cute too. And then they also had this one on sale, Waxing Moon Designs Winter Littles. And I feel like Karen from the Stitching Owl had stitched these, and I had always wanted them but didn't order them. So when I saw them on sale, I said, yes, purchase. And then the shop where we stitch at, we can either stitch there for $10, or we can buy $10 or more merchandise and just do it that way. So I always try to go with something to buy, and if they're out of, I'll buy floss or fabric, but if they're out of those or what I need, then I'll just pick up a pattern if I see it. So here's some that I bought. This one's by Heart and Hand, Doodles Autumn. Of course, I bought it because of the sunflower. Have you seen the new sunflower one they came out with? I'm hoping to get that one, but they didn't have it in stock yet. But she said if it's a new release, it should be on the way to the shop. Then I bought Where Liberty Dwells by Brenda Gervais. Brenda Gervais is on auto ship for our store. We're so excited to have her and be able to get her patterns easily. So now I don't have to hunt for them all the time. That's so exciting. And then I bought Keeper of the Pins. I really want to do the button pillow because I have a whole box of buttons from my grandmother, and I want to put them on there so that I'll have them forever. And then I got, she had a little bin of patterns, and I picked up this one. Sorry, I was trying to get the tag off so you can see the name of it. This one was an exclusive to Shepherd's Needle, I believe, for a while, and now it's been released. So this one's called Tend the Flock by Hands On Design. I love this little basket down here. It's so cute. I think that one's cute. And this says, tend the flock, gather your cares, be in the moment, and honor your heirs. So I love that saying, so I wanted to get this. So when I saw it, I snatched it up. And then this is her new release, Thread White and Blue. This one is the same finish as This Bee's Got Knees. So I will definitely want to be stitching that one. And then I got, now this one I've been wanting, I'm so excited. It's called Between Friends, a Fall Sampling. And I literally want it for the little pumpkins. So I'm very excited. This is also by Hands On Design, if you weren't aware. And here's some of the examples of things that are in it. But I want to make the pumpkins. They're so cute. Let's see if I can find a picture. Oh, here's one picture of all three of them. Aren't they cute? And I just got a piece of Gray Snow fabric. I'm not big on orange, but I'll use it in fall pieces. And I got a big piece in my fabric of the month. Not this month, but last month, I believe. It was very bright orange. So I'm going to use it for those. And then my last one came today. Today, while I was stitching with the friends, Teresa Koch, it's also on auto ship. And this one just came in the shop, and all of us, the best part about Wednesdays is they stock all the stuff that just came in, and so that it's ready for people to stitch on Saturdays. And so if you stitch on Wednesdays, you get like first dibs. So we bought all, except for like one didn't get sold, and it's called, and we decided we're going to do another stitch along. They said a start along because they don't want to be held responsible to stick with anybody. So a start along, and this one we're going to be stitching on the 4th Saturday of every month, because that's usually the Saturday that our group goes down there. And it's No Place Like Home by Teresa Kogut. And this one says, amid pleasures and palaces, though we may roam, be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. And we're like, oh, that would be great to hang in the house. So we're going to be starting this on the fourth Saturday of the month. So I'm looking forward to it, to starting that one too. All right, so that is what I've been up to, what I have accumulated. And as far as what I plan to do is I plan to do Christmas in July. I haven't started that yet. I am going to continue. There's one more piece I want to start for the 250th Sal. And because I have those Little House Needleworks pieces, I think they're called, it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't even think of it. Anyways, I have those and they're patriotic, and I want to pick one of those to start on the 4th of July, and that'll be my next one I'll work towards. And then I'm going to then as soon as 4th of July ends, that's when I'll start picking up Christmas. So next week I'll have lots of Christmas things to share with you. See what I get done between now and then. But one thing I haven't done in a long time is a giveaway. So I chose 4 things to give away. I picked things that I thought were Christmas themed in case you were also wanting to stitch for Christmas. I thought they were. And the first one, and I'll tell you the word I want you to say. Please say it in a sentence. If you want to tell me something comical and funny, I would love that, especially right now while our family's hurting. Anything for a smile, I'm happy to take it. Also, before I show those, if you have scraps and you don't know what to do with them and you think that I could use them, I would gladly take your scraps. And when I mean scraps, pieces for background or little different brown fabrics for trunks or any color print here, cotton fabric, you could send it my way if you're trying to figure out what to do with it. I'm going through mine, I'm sharing with my friends. We're trying to share so that we can make enough different trees for our quilts, but I just wanted to put that out there. So if you do, let me know. My email's in the description box. I think last time I accidentally forgot to put the 8, but I'll say it here, but it should be correct in the description box this time. And my email is Sandy, S-A-N-D-I, Alba, A-L-B-A, 8, the number 8, @gmail.com. And you can email me and let me know, and I'd be happy to send you my address if you'd like to contribute to my fabric pile. And don't feel obligated, but if you were looking to rehome some, or you didn't know what to do with small pieces, I would happily take them off your hands. All right, so let's get to the giveaway. Please remember you must be 18 or older because I'll have to ask you for your address in order to mail them to you. I will mail them anywhere. I don't have a preference. I'm not concerned about that. They're pretty flat, so I'm not worried about them costing a lot. However, if they don't make it to you in the mail, I will not go out and buy one to replace it. These are gently used or passed on to me from other people to pass on to you. So therefore, it's a free gift for you. And I'm only planning on paying for the shipping. I hope you can understand that. So you'll want to use the word in a sentence, and then I will pick a winner for each one. You can enter for all 4, but you'll only be able to earn 1, and I will reveal who's the winner next week. Please don't say winner, prize, giveaway, those kind of words, because we don't want bots to get those words and then someone who doesn't stitch win them, because I want them to go to a home where someone's going to stitch them. So the first one up is A Winter's Day Visit by Brenda Gervais. Turns out this one I purchased 2 of. I've done that several times. So for this one, it's a cute little stocking. Of course, I guess you wouldn't have to make it as a stocking if you didn't want to. You might even can make it a stand-up if you didn't want to do it flat. But this one, please use the word winter. Winter. He's so cute. And don't you love the little bird on his belly? I love this one so much. I bought two. All right. The next one up is Peppermint Pals. A few floss tubes back. I finished it. Loved stitching it for every bit of it. It's called for mint on the fabric, but in the picture it looks turquoise. Go figure. Must be the lighting. And this one is Peppermint Pals by Brenda Gervais. There's that cute little bird again. I love this piece so much. Now that's a lot of white stitches, I admit, but if you take it a little bit at a time, it's not too overwhelming. And so for this one, if you can use the word peppermint, I'd be glad to pass this on to you. So peppermint. All right, and the next one is a SAL that I've been stitching with my Menifee stitchers. We started it, well, we ordered the patterns last year at our retreat. Our next retreat is next month, which means I need to get on the ball. I think I'm one of the last ones to finish it. Mine's not finished yet, and theirs are. Most of them have them framed too, so I'm way behind. But one of our friends from the group had her chart and said I could pass it on to you. And so it's Rose Ever Blooming, and this is by Summer House Stitchworks. And I don't think that this is considered Christmas, but it's a winter piece, and it says, it came a flower bright amid the cold of winter. And I just think the colors lends itself to look Christmassy. So you don't have to have it Christmas to say anything about Christmas, but the colors remind me of Christmas. So if you're interested in this one, please say Rose. All right, and lastly, another I bought two of is Christmas Magic by Primrose Cottage. And this is the one where you could either stitch it as a whole, or a lot of people take the different sayings off and make little mini pillows out of them, which I think is great. There's an example in the back of how they did that. So you can either stitch them individual or stitch the whole topography together. Either way, they both look beautiful. And this one, I want you to say the word magic, because it's Christmas magic. So, magic, rose, peppermint, winter. So 4 giveaways. I'm excited to pass some more. I have a stack this big that will all be going to you because I have either already stitched them or they're duplicates, or friends have passed them on to share with you. So I hope that you like these giveaways. I don't always pass out Christmas, but I thought since it's Christmas in July, that can contribute to your stash, and maybe you'll be able to stitch it before Christmas this year, or at least get a start on it. Anyways, I've had a wonderful time visiting with you. I'm looking forward to seeing you again, hopefully in a week, if I keep it up. And I hope that you have a wonderful 4th of July with your family and friends. Maybe see some fireworks, have a barbecue, whatever you do to celebrate. I know that the world is crazy right now, and I won't get into that, but I can say for us, we think of that holiday as a special family time and a moment in our lifetimes that we always cherish with each other. So if you can think of it that way and have fun with your family and not worry about the world, please do so, because it's so worth it. Every minute with every person that you love is so important to be cherished and treasured always. And until I see you next week, I hope that you are safe, happy, and healthy, and keep stitching. I know I will be. See you later. Bye.